How does it to have a little bit of break here before you go on that one?
It's good. I think anytime we can kind of recharge and get some practice days in is good for us. Energy is always good coming out of the break. We have a hungry to play again. I think we saw the Utah game in 3 days. It's good energy, but it's always good to kind of take a dive into what we've done after 21 games, look at some trends, and then attack those on the foot.
Coach, well, how would you assess, these first 20 games? Obviously early in the season, but how would you assess, especially with the integration of KD?
I think we've been good. We want to be great, but I think we've been good overall. You look at the record, 15-6. There's some positives there, but we also feel like we let some slip away and try to find the areas where we've grown or had some slippage in. And so overall, good. So we're trying to be better than good. So what we looked at, today was, where we were after the first 10 games and what was happening in the last 11. You see some good and bad trends overall, but for the most part, when you're plus minus is where we're at, and offensive and defensive where we're at, we're taking some good strides, especially with Kevin being integrated. But we understand there's a whole nother level we can get to.
As someone who played in the league, you know the ups and downs and the grind of the NBA season. For KD to be doing it for 18 years at such a high level, what impresses you the most from it? Still be doing it right now?
19. I would say the consistency in his approach every day. Never gets bored with the process of trying to be great, and you see it with his pace and game speed and everything he does in his workouts. And so it's not a surprise why he gets in the game and does what he does. You saw his behind the scenes work. You understand why, and I think you just can't get complacent or content with what you've had, accolades and all those things. He's continuing to grind to try to be great and help elevate us.
To that point, do you notice a difference in what he might do behind the scenes when he was in Brooklyn versus now that he's getting a little bit older?
Yeah, I think the work ethic and that stuff doesn't change. He's talked to some of our younger guys about going game speed and making it realistic, and so that rubs off on guys. But behind the scenes, the leadership is a little bit different here. You had an older group there with James Harden and Kyrie and some guys where you don't have to teach or be as vocal at times. But with our younger group, especially starters that he's starting with most of the time, he understands he has to take on some more of that. So he's always going to lead by example, but pulling guys aside and being a coach on the floor and doing some of the things that Fred did when he was here last year and the prior years. I think he's taking on some of that.
Of course, man is already one of the better defenders in the entire NBA. Does a little bit of everything. But what's some of the things you talk to him about on the offensive end that you want to see him improve on to kind of help him take that next step?
Yeah, biggest thing is recognition. I think overall, point guard is one of the toughest spots to play, and understanding when to be aggressive, when to pull back a little bit, and get guys involved. And so he's finding that balance. But continue to be aggressive and confident in the work you put in the summer with your mid-range shot. Over penetrating at times. We want to take the simple shot and take what's there. But like I said, he's game by game, after 20 games, he's taking some steps offensively as far as the point guard, and we need to continue to go as far as that.
Over that second set of 10 games that we were talking about, did you feel like the defense maybe had an uptick outside of the second Utah game, the Dallas game on Saturday?
Yeah, we were much better, and we were after the first 10 games we were eighth, and now we're second in the league, and so understanding what got us there. We created more turnovers. I think the main thing is defensive rebounding. Anytime we have some struggle, it's due to that. With our size, that should be an issue for us. But that's the biggest thing overall. I think our one-on-one defense has been better. Some overtime games that push those numbers up. But in general, it's better across the board. Schematically, we're figuring out some things who guard where as well. And so that's what we're hammering out right now.
Coach, can I ask you an off-the-court question? Oregon made it to the college football playoffs. What chances do you give them of winning the national championship?
I'm not looking that far ahead, but James Madison is a great first game. I think when you're looking at the second round, you got Texas Tech, Ohio State, Texas Tech, the other teams there, Indiana, and I can't remember the 14th. Texas Tech is probably the team that you would like out of those four. So you look at James Madison, Texas Tech over the others, I think they are on a good course.
Thank you.